Well, here we go with the same song and dance that we've become accustomed to on this YouTube channel. A Goat Games pickup trade-in video. And we got a lot of exciting stuff here. Another stack of PS2 games, but PS1 games. Like this one. Jackie Chan Stunt Master. Absolutely legendary game that I didn't know existed. Just look at Jackie Chan. Expensive one, too. Pretty cool. I love these weird games. Though I love the classics, too, like Final Doom here. Another awesome PlayStation 1 game. Come in here. Very, very awesome. And plays pretty good on the PS1 as well, if you ask me. Man, I love the PlayStation 1. I really can't overstate how much I really enjoy the original PlayStation. Which is weird because it's not a system I played growing up, really. I was more of a PC guy. Here's a cool Wild West gallery shooter game, Gunfighter. But it reminds me a lot of old 90s PC games, the PlayStation. Kind of released in the same years. And they feel very similar to those early 90s PC games. I think that's why I enjoy the PlayStation the most as a console. Because it really, I don't know, just this early 3D, people were really imaginative, and this was 3D gaming. This is when it started becoming really, really mainstream for consoles. And people were going all out. It was a lot of fun to see. We got other stuff here, like Pokemon Soul Silver. Even though I think this Soul Silver may have already sold in the store by the time you're seeing this video. That's how popular Pokemon games here are in the Goat Games. People love to buy the Pokemon games, let me tell you. They go fast, and we can never seem to have enough of them, even though we get them a lot. But, you know, that's just how it is. Those Pokemon games. They're good stuff. And here we got Monster Rancher 4. Another awesome PS2 RPG. This is like the 4th or 5th one that we have in, too, which is pretty funny. Love it. It's awesome stuff. I gotta play these other Monster Rancher games. I've only really played Monster Rancher 1, but check this out. Featuring 2 original songs by Cooler Kids. I love that they put that on the box. I want to know who in their right mind was hesitant to pull the trigger on Monster Rancher 4, but seeing those 2 original songs by Cooler Kids is what really put them over the edge. That's what I would like to know. That's got to be like a Japanese thing or something. I don't know. Here's some sports games with PlayStation 2. We've already moved on to the giant stack of PlayStation 2 games. You'll notice a lot of duplicates here, and that's because we have recently purchased like an industrial grade disc resurfacer. It's this big machine that will basically take any disc that's been scratched to hell and back and resurface it. And the discs of the game come out perfectly, and they work completely fine. We have been building up a huge hoard of scratched discs for forever because we can't sell them here in the store. We can't sell games that don't work. And so we've just had all these scratched discs, but we've never really had a way to recover them. And we've been waiting to drop a lot of money on this disc resurfacer. And we finally did it. So now we have a ton of games that, well, we're able to put out on the shelf. Which is a lot of what this PS2 stack is. A lot of these games have, you know, cool games, but we couldn't sell them because the discs were too scratched. But now we matching them up with a case, because sometimes we get a lot of empty cases as well into the store. Able to match them together and show them off here for you guys. And it's really cool stuff. And, man, there's just a lot of good stuff for the PlayStation 2. Dynasty Warriors, Empires, Grand Theft Auto 3. A lot of fun games. Here's a really cool one. Resident Evil Outbreak. Some sort of co-op Resident Evil game. Which sounds badass to me. I've only played it briefly. And I never got to play it online. Which is a big... I mean, that was the big thing, right? To play that game online. I didn't quite have the PS2 internet ready at the time, and I really wasn't too big into the PS2. when it was still going on live. It's a shame that, I mean, I don't know if you can still play PS2 games online. I'm going to say you can't. It's a shame that they shut that stuff down because, God, I mean, Outbreak's legendary, man. Here's Monster Rancher Evo. Sort of a RPG Monster Rancher. Very more typical RPG. And NFL Street. I forget which NFL Street it is that people are looking for. If it's the first one or the third one or whatever. But here's another game. Another classic game of PlayStation 2. Twisted Metal Black. And I believe this was a big game. People love to play multiplayer. And God, it was like just the best Twisted Metal game. And it's still cheap too. It's still only 15 bucks, man. Jeez. This is what I mean when people are making all these videos like, retro gaming's so expensive. It's like, no. Do you look at these games? There's so many amazing games that are just really cheap, honestly. I mean, I'd say for under 20 bucks, you will get a really good PlayStation 2 game. And if you're talking about original Xbox, you can spend 20 bucks and get the whole library, basically. Here's another cool one, Wolfenstein. This was a pretty popular PC shooter and made it over to consoles. It's a good one. Now, this game I didn't realize was actually pretty expensive. Predator Concrete Jungle. I just thought this was some random game, and I saw the price. I was like, what? Is this like actually a rare game? I didn't realize. And it seems pretty neat. Be interesting to see how that plays. I'd never heard of Predator Concrete Jungle for the PS2. Sonic Unleashed. A lot of people are getting back into Sonic games these days, and tell you that much. People are really buying up Sonic 1 and 2 for the Genesis like crazy. Because of the movies, of course. Blood Rain 2, Star Wars, Wall-E. What else we got here? Another Outbreak. And SOCOM Combined Assault. SOCOM series, man. That's a game that a lot of people swear by as well. It's a shame that didn't do as successfully on the PS3 as people were hoping for. Because I think we would love to see another new SOCOM game in the PS4, PS5 era. But they kind of tried. I think they made a few SOCOMs for the PlayStation 3, and it just didn't work out, which is sad. This game looked pretty interesting. Winback. That's something I'd have to try out. It seems pretty cool. I don't even know how to describe it. Kind of reminds me of GoldenEye, I guess, but as a third-person shooter. So I'd like to try that one out. Yeah, PlayStation 2 is an awesome one for sure. What else we got here? Namco Museum. We got 007 Nightfire. Another Namco Museum. As you do, of course. No quarters required. There you go. Classic arcade games right there. Prince of Persia. The 3D Prince of Persia, I should say. And Onimusha 3. So I think we have the entire Onimusha series now at the store, which is pretty cool. I mean, you get all 3 Onimusha games right now. Go on to Florida, pick them up. Here's the Warriors. Very fun beat-em-up game that Rockstar put out. I miss when Rockstar was putting out more games. I can tell you that much. I mean, God, when they made the Warriors and they made that game where you're a serial killer whose name escapes me. Here's Red Faction 2. Very, very awesome first-person shooter. Very, very popular one, too. It was just a good shooter, man. Cool concepts. A lot of people liked it, myself included. And we're getting through the rest of it here. Cabela's Big Game Hunter. I love these hunting games. Not that I've ever actually played them, but I love that they exist. I should try them out here. Because they could be amazing games for all I know. I mean, hell. People are playing these truck simulator games, so maybe hunting games are, just as good, if not better. But they are pretty popular here in the store, the hunting games. Let's see, Grand Theft Auto 3. What else? Gran Turismo 3, of course. And Liberty City Stories. It was a cool little expansion, standalone sort of thing that they did for the 3D Grand Theft Auto games. And a few more games here. Rumble Roses. What else? Dragon Ball Z games, of course, as you do. Dragon Ball Z games, Naruto games. People always want them. Rest assured. People will always want these anime games. Here's God of War 2. Legendary game. And here's something cool. This is like Metal Gear Solid 1, but it's in a PS2 case, I guess. I don't know if this is some sort of official release or what, but it seemed pretty cool to me. And we've got Tony Hawk Underground, Need for Speed Underground, and Sly 2. So we got Sly 1 and Sly 2 in the store now, I believe. And now we got some Xbox One games, which I'm just going to fly through. Xbox One, PS4 games. They need more time in the oven for me to feel nostalgic for, okay? Call of Duty's, Battlefields, Mortal Kombat. What else here? Got Kingdom Hearts, Sims 4. What else? Typical Xbox PS4 stack of games. SpongeBob. More SpongeBob. And this one was new, right? All-Star Brawl. Didn't that just come out, basically? Kind of crazy. The turnaround rate on games is just so blazingly fast now. It's pretty scary. But that's how big the industry is, I guess. And what else do we got here? Well, we got some anime in. Check this out. Devil Survivor 2, the animation. Which seems pretty cool. I played the first Devil Survivor. A very, very fun game for the DS. And there's a 3DS remake. So, I never played the sequel. But I didn't even know that I got an anime. So that'd be pretty cool. Got some Wii games. Super Mario. And My Sims Kingdom. I gotta try that game out. It looks pretty weird and fun. A lot of standard stuff for the Wii. Mario Karts. Mario anything. And we got some 360 games here. Soul Calibur 4. Force Unleashed. Nothing too crazy. Max Payne for the original Xbox. But yeah, it's another trade-in video, guys. Lots more coming down the pipe. Stay tuned.